Hey y'all, it's your girl Monica and welcome to Off Duty with Mo. I hope that everyone's 2022 is off to a good start. I know these past couple years have been very trying for everyone, so I just want to encourage you to stay positive and take care of yourself, take care of your families, and live life the way that you want to live it. Let's let 2022 be the year of redemption for us. Go ahead and like this video and subscribe if you enjoy videos on travel, fashion, and lifestyle. This video is going to be about all of the places that I traveled to in 2021. I want to give a little bit of details on each place and then let you guys know which destination was my favorite. I'm pretty excited about this because I had a unique experience in every place. I haven't really thought about which one is my favorite yet, so as I'm going through all of this information, I'll be able to determine that. I want everyone to keep in mind that I've been in Germany since January of 2021. I wasn't able to travel until May of 2021 because of the COVID restrictions. So between May and December, I was able to go to 10 different places. The 10 places that I visited was Florence, Italy, Bonn, Germany, Frankfurt, Germany, San Juan, Puerto Rico, Brock and Gruyere, Switzerland. I went to Paris, France. I went to Athens, Greece. I went to Cologne, Germany, Strasbourg, France, and I also went to Prague, the Czech Republic. Like I said, I had a unique experience in each place. I'm gonna give a few details and then we're gonna see which one of those I think is the best. So starting with Florence, Italy, I did do a vlog of my time there and it really is amazing. I stayed in an Airbnb, which was really nice. I felt safe, it was very comfortable. I will say one of the things that I remember about that Airbnb was the bed was so comfortable. If you're a traveler, then you know that beds are sometimes hit or miss, and if you're in a place, especially somewhere like Italy where you're doing a lot of walking, at the end of the day, you want to be able to get real comfortable. The hosts were extremely nice. She left some information for me, kind of talked to me through some of the nice things to do in the area. I did a Vespa tour and wine tasting while I was there. I visited some of the museums that they have. While I was there, I also had the pleasure of meeting two wonderful young ladies. Shout out to Marta and Kaya. Hey, if y'all are watching. We kind of spent some time together. We also met up with a couple other people. One night we did go to a hookah bar while we were in Italy and kind of just hung out with each other, had some good conversations, had a good time, lots of laughs. I took the train to Pisa from Florence and it was not a long ride. I think the whole trip probably took me like 3.5 to 4 hours. I think the ride there was definitely less than 45 minutes and I went there just to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. There were some other monuments and things there. It's not very much, so you don't have to spend a whole day. And I had lunch there, which was really, really nice, and the weather was beautiful. Beautiful green grass. It was a really, really nice site. It's definitely like a place, you know, where you can have like a cute little picnic. That was one thing that I did. If you want to see more on that, you can check out my Italy vlog where I documented all of the information about that. Yeah, that was Florence. It was pretty good. Oh, food. I did have some amazing food. The one thing that stands out is I had this amazing eggplant parmesan, this restaurant. It was so good. Like, you know, I don't know about y'all, but whenever I travel somewhere and I have some type of dish that is just so delicious, I try to think of ways that I can get back just so I can get that and then leave. You know what I'm saying? I just want to try that one more time. That's definitely one thing that does stand out. Florence, Italy, that was the first place that I went to. The next place that I visited is Bonn, Germany. I actually went to Bonn so that I could visit a castle. I visited the Dressent Castle. While I was there, I did stay overnight and I stayed in the boutique Hotel Dressent. The hotel itself is lovely. The layout is beautiful. The room that I had was nice, very clean. The area itself was beautiful, very quiet area. I enjoyed it. They have an inside area and then an outside area. It was just very, very cute, very quaint. The Dresden Castle itself is beautiful. The inside is just breathtaking, and the outside, you know, these areas have to be very well maintained. I went in June. It was gorgeous. It really was. It's always amazing to me, the architecture of different things that are built, because I cannot believe that people actually made this stuff, like that we built it. The one thing that stands out the most about this trip is definitely the castle. Next place is Frankfurt, Germany. I go to Frankfurt every once in a while because it's only an hour and a half from me. I did stay there for a weekend in June, and I stayed at Flag West. And the hotel itself is very, very nice, very clean. They do have a really nice restaurant attached to them, and I went there for dinner one night. I had this delicious salmon. It was off the chain good. Now, there is a restaurant there that I love. This is the part that stands out for me. It's called the Sunny Side Up. I'm a breakfast girl. Breakfast, brunch, let's do it. I love it. They are a vegetarian / vegan restaurant. They don't serve any meat. I had their French toast, y'all. From heaven. This French toast is from heaven. They have pomegranate seeds on it. They have fruit, like, you know, strawberries and bananas, and it's like these French toast sticks almost, except a lot thicker, and it's so perfect. Anytime I go to Frankfurt, if I can squeeze in going to that restaurant, I always try to go there. The inside is cute. It's small, and they have outdoor seating as well. The hotel is about a 5-minute walk from the center of the city, so that's why I chose it. I just parked my car and went ahead and walked and enjoyed my day. That's Frankfurt. The next place that I visited is Prague and Gruyere, Switzerland. I'm including those together because it was just a one-day trip. I did a group tour down to Switzerland. It's about 4.5, 5 hours there. We took a big bus and just took the road trip. We left early in the morning and we got back pretty late at night. The first stop that we made was at the Hôtel chocolate factory. We did a tour. We were able to taste all different types of chocolate. It was so good. Afterwards, we went to Gruyere to go to a cheese factory. We were basically walked through the history of that particular factory and how they make their cheeses and their whole process. The scenery there was amazing. Beautiful, miles and miles of green, mountains, everything like that. It was so, so gorgeous. I do want to go back and spend some more time in different parts of Switzerland because I had such an amazing time. We went to a castle that was there. Of course, at the top of the castle, you're able to see a little bit further into more of the mountainy side. Me and 2 other young ladies kind of teamed up and we had lunch at this restaurant. I got this fish. It was definitely me stepping out of my comfort zone. I haven't really tried that many fishes, but it turned out to be good. You know, I just put a little salt and pepper and dazzled a little bit of the lemon juice on it and it was okay. We did do a cheese fondue with some bread and it was delicious. That stands out the most to me. Okay, so after Switzerland, I did go to San Juan, Puerto Rico. This was actually my second time going to Puerto Rico, except this time I wasn't going solo. I was going to get married. July 14th, 2021, I married my husband. We did it in Puerto Rico and we had a great time. I do want to visit the islands that are close in proximity that have the beautiful beaches on them, Vieques and Culebra. I do want to visit those islands, so I have to get back to Puerto Rico. We went to San Juan and we stayed in the Casa Wilson Hotel. The hotel itself is beautiful. We went to do ATV riding while we was there and it was such a rush. They also had zip lining if that's something you want to do. I'm just not there yet, which is crazy because I went parasailing in the Dominican Republic and I'm just still not doing zip lining. I don't know why. Whatever my logic is behind that, I'm gonna just have to let it go. So maybe I will zip line this year. And we also visited the San Felipe Castle, which is so beautiful. Again, here we are with that beautiful green grassy knoll leading up to the castle. Because it's right on the water, you can look out into the ocean when you're inside of the castle. It is a lot of walking in there, so prepare yourself, especially in that Puerto Rico heat. Nonetheless, that vacation was amazing. What does stand out to me is the food, because the food there in Puerto Rico is A1. I took my husband and my stepdaughter to Piñones, going towards Loíza. It's a nice little area where they have a small beach and they have different vendors who are out there cooking food. Some people who are selling souvenirs. They have a couple restaurants out there too. I love mofongo. I make sure I have that when I go. I introduce my family to it and now they like it too. Puerto Rico is definitely amazing. If you ever get the chance to go and come back and tell me what you think. After getting married in Puerto Rico, I went to Paris, France for my birthday in October. You know, Libra gang, stand up. My husband came over with me to spend my birthday with me, and we spent 5 days in Paris. I took the train from Germany to Paris, and of course he flew into Paris and we met there. The hotel that we stayed at was the Hôtel Trinite Haussman. Hotel was amazing. I feel like we definitely got a good deal because our room was pretty large based on the pictures that we saw. Definitely quite large for Paris. The hotel staff was amazing. Anything we needed, they were available for, and they gave us great recommendations on restaurants for the area. It was just so dope. I honestly did not expect to fall in love with Paris as much as I did. We went to the Louvre, we went to the Eiffel Tower, and we did all of that on the hop on hop off bus, which is highly recommended, especially if you want to hit those touristy locations, you know, the ones that we're all looking to go to if we go to Paris. We were able to go to Café La Flore. We found out that Café La Flore is noted to be the cafe where James Baldwin started drafting his first novel. Y'all, it was so good. We also went to this restaurant called Mama Jackson's Soul Food, Black-owned business. We went 2 times. We went one night for dinner and then we went Sunday for brunch. Listen, if y'all gonna go to brunch on Sunday. When I tell you they are filling you up with the food, I'm gonna insert some pictures of everything. Look, it was on point, it was good. Next, I went to Athens, Greece. Athens was amazing. Stayed at the Ibis Styles Route Hotel. Hotel staff, again, they were very nice. I enjoyed just being there. They had delicious food at every restaurant that I went to, and I think the biggest thing that is a big plus is that everything was so cheap. Like, I'm talking less than $10, sometimes $5 for you to have a good hearty meal. I enjoyed it so much. I went to Acropolis. That is probably the biggest highlight of everything. When I was there, it was the start of the annual marathon that they do every year. So when I went to the Panathenaic Stadium, they had it all set up for the actual marathon because that is the finish line. Also, while I was there, I met a lovely young lady named Anna. Hey Anna, if you're watching. She was so sweet. We spent the day together, had some food, enjoyed a little bit of dancing in the street with some of the locals who were very happy about the marathon. It was just so amazing. Then we went to this restaurant kind of late at night and just had a little bit of dessert and just kind of chilled and talked. It was an amazing trip. Next, I went to Cologne, Germany. I went there around Thanksgiving. There's a good bit of history there. Cologne, Germany, if you recognize the name, that is where cologne was made. I actually did visit the perfume museum and they talked about how cologne was developed and the startup right there in Cologne. I stayed at the Maritim Hotel in Cologne, which was very close to the city center. I went there to visit the Christmas markets because most of the Christmas markets throughout Germany many were being canceled due to COVID, of course. This was one of the ones that was still open. While I was there at the Christmas markets, I did get to try some Glühwein, aka hot wine or mulled wine. And if you're a wine drinker and have not tried hot wine, think outside the box. I'm telling you, it is good. I did take the train to Cologne. I mean, it was only about 3 hours. As soon as you come out of the train station, the cathedral is like right there, directly in the center of the city, that is inspired by the cathedral in Milan, Italy. If you look up pictures of the cathedral in Cologne, Germany, and the one in Milan, Italy, you'll see the similarities. That's something that definitely stood out. I visited a chocolate factory that is there in Cologne. After going to the Collier in Switzerland, I wasn't really impressed by the chocolate factory in Cologne, so I really wouldn't recommend it, but I did visit it, and I mean, of course it's nice, but it's not really anything special. I ate at a Argentine restaurant and it was wonderful. The food was amazing. That was Cologne. The next place that I visited was Strasbourg, France, which is a little over a 2-hour drive for me. I actually went there with one of my coworkers. Hey Michelle, if you're watching. We stayed at the Hôtel del Europe HappyCulture hotel. She actually chose this hotel and it was great. Like, it was very close to the center, but it was so quiet. Maybe that's because a lot of people were not doing anything at night because there was a curfew. I appreciated it being so quiet, but the hotel was amazing. The staff was wonderful and the breakfast that they had was really good. At these Christmas markets, I pretty much did the same thing that I did in Cologne. I had some Glühwein. We also had some crepes and kind of just walked around the markets. They're selling nice little trinkets. We ate at this restaurant because this is basically like one of the only ones that was available, but it ended up being a slam dunk. It was so good. So Strasbourg, I definitely do want to go back. It's kind of close to the Alsace region, like Strasbourg, and I think Colmar, France is also included in there. I have to get there because I heard it's the town that inspired Beauty and the Beast. So I definitely want to make sure I go there as well. Okay, and last destination of the year was Prague, Czech Republic. I went there for Christmas and I had an amazing time. I do have a vlog about Prague, so go ahead and go take a look at that for a few more details than what I'm gonna give here. When I was there, I stayed at the Mosaic House Design Hotel, and this hotel was amazing. The staff was amazing. The check-in process was so easy. Also too, because it was so affordable, it's kind of blowing my mind. I paid less than $70 a night for that hotel. The way that it looked on the inside, it just seemed like it should be more. They had a cute little cafe inside that gives you free popcorn. I love popcorn, so that was great. They also gave a recommendation for a restaurant that was having a dinner because a lot of the restaurants were going to be closed for Christmas. Now they celebrate Christmas on December 24th. They wanted to make sure that if you wanted something to eat, they was letting you know that there was one restaurant that they had partnered with that would be available. And I did go eat there. I had chicken and potato salad. Now, potato salad, okay. You know what? It was okay. It was not bad. Of course, it wasn't like at home, but it was not bad. I actually enjoyed it. It was definitely when they're describing things to you and she's like, oh, it has peas and carrots and everything. And I'm like, that don't go in potato salad. What? But you know what? I ate it and guess what? It was good. I enjoyed it. I visited the Old Town Square. The astronomical clock up close is so beautiful, and it does do shows every hour. One of the best views of the Old Town is if you go to the top of the clock tower, and that's what I did. Now, if you go to the top of the clock tower, please, depending on how you feel, I suggest taking the lift to the top instead of doing the whole walk up. It just depends on what you want to do. I'm a soldier, and I still should have took that lift. Okay, I should have took that lift. It does cost a little bit extra and it just saves a lot of time as well. But the view from up top is amazing. The Old Town is kind of, where everyone is, especially because it was Christmas time, enjoying certain shops. The Christmas markets in Prague were also canceled, but there were some of the booths that were still set up. And while I was there in the Old Town, I did try Tredelnik. y'all. Go watch the vlog for my reaction to how good this is, because I'm telling you. Now, Prague is a 6-hour drive for me. I'm contemplating taking that 6-hour drive just so I can have that pastry again. Call me crazy, I don't care, but it was that good. It was that good. I also went to a traditional Czech dinner experience. They had singing and a band playing while you had dinner. Now, one thing I truly enjoyed about this experience is that they were not skimping on the food or your beverages. They kept bringing back beers to everyone. I don't drink beer. All I drank was water. But whatever you need, they keep on bringing it back. Food was really good. And I had wine. One thing that stood out about that experience in particular was they had this wonderful honey wine. It was so good. I gotta come up. I have to expand my vocabulary besides just saying, oh, it was so good. But I'm telling y'all, this honey wine was amazing. So tasty. That in itself was an amazing experience. I did visit the Prague Castle. I did not go inside, but I did visit the outside. It was beautiful on the outside. Again, here we are with that architecture. I went to the dancing house and I went to the glass bar on top and had some hot chocolate. They also have a museum that is attached to it. It's not a sex museum, but it does have a lot of information about sex and its influence in Prague, talking about brothels and prostitution, different things like that. It was basically just like a history. It was pretty interesting. I enjoyed it. Unique experience. I'd never done anything like that before, so it was pretty cool. I visited the Illustration Art Museum, which is another highlight from the trip. So dope. They basically made like art exhibits. If you can kind of think of like optical illusion, like you think you see one thing but it's actually something else. That's the best way to describe this museum in particular. When you are paying and coming into the museum, they also explain to you that there are placards on the floor that have like a camera, and it's basically telling you to use your cell phone camera to look at that particular exhibit because you'll be able to see it in 3D. They had so many different exhibits that they just had me in awe. One that stood out the most was all this trash that ended up being like a guy's face. They also had another one of this lady who was a knight who had a sword, and she was like knighting people, and it was like the sword was coming out to you. They had some really dope exhibits. I enjoyed that. It came out to be like 10 euros to get into. That is one thing to mention, that the euro and the dollar I feel like kind of go a long way in the Czech Republic. Prague is definitely dope. That is every destination that I went to. So now it's time to decide which one is my favorite. You know what? When I think about it, I don't really think it's fair to include Puerto Rico, because I'm gonna be biased. It's always gonna have a place in my heart. Like, I love Puerto Rico and I got married there. Yeah, it's just, that's gonna be in a category all by itself. So out of all of the places, the biggest category might have to be food and some of the activities. I'm gonna have to say Prague. Athens would be a close second. Both of those locations were pretty affordable. I just couldn't ask for more. That will wrap up this video. Go ahead and make sure you take a look at some of the travel vlogs that I have posted on my channel. I hope you enjoyed those. I'm so excited about the next places that I want to go to in 2022. Maybe one of my favorite places in 2022 will trump the places that I visited in 2021. It was really, really nice to do a quick little recap. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.